Hello and welcome to an episode. Welcome to another episode of Lost in the 50s, where I get lost in the 50s, where I get to watch really, really interesting films from the 50s, and we react to them. Last week we watched How to Throw a Party, which was interesting. Yeah, we got to see, if Steve was, gay. So this week we're going to learn how to make a sandwich. So we're going from being completely gay and how to throw a party to how to make sandwiches, which you could use at said party. So we are going to be watching Let's Make a Sandwich, which apparently, from my understanding of this video, it was made as like a low-key commercial, which is actually how a lot of videos of these kinds would be made, is that they would actually be shown in like home economics or in some sort of like other class that involved, this kind of, where it would be appropriate to show these films. So what a lot of these companies would do is, or these filmmaking companies or the organizations that wanted to make these films, is a lot of times they didn't have money to make them. And obviously it's not like how you would make film now, where you could just get a camera or an iPhone and just like go out and shoot something. Like everything here was shot on like 35 millimeter or 16 millimeter, so it was not cheap. So a lot of these companies would go and they would find sponsors. A lot of times you would find PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, would sponsor these videos. Coca-Cola, Crisco, a lot of these, a lot of all these 50s companies, would low-key put product placement of their whatever it was that they were featuring in the short. So there used to be this game that I would play back in the day with a group of friends, which was basically what was the product or the sponsor of the video that we were watching. So we would go in and we would like nitpick at all of the little like things, like, oh, they just showed a stove. Was it a Kenmore? Or like Crisco. Oh, is it a Crisco ad? Or, sometimes like it'll be spoiled, but it'll be right up in the front. Like, this is a PG&E, a Pacific Gas and Electric ad. And what's funny is that they don't talk about it. Like, they're not going to be like, you can make a sandwich on a brand new PG&E hooked up stovetop, which runs at, I don't know how much they'd be back in the day, $60 at Montgomery Ward or Sears, or like wherever it is that you would buy a home appliance in the 50s. Oh, look at the trim on this. Oh, man. And you could cook for hours and not have to worry about your house catching on fire or your kids dying of carbon monoxide poisoning. Like, it wasn't like that. It would just show you the stove and continue on with the video. So it was really challenging trying to figure out what was the actual point of the video. A lot of times the videos didn't have a point other than to be sponsored or to product place whatever it was that the video was featuring. And sometimes you wouldn't get it. It would be difficult to find out what it was. Or even if you thought it was like a Crisco ad or a Marlboro ad or something, it would be completely different. So it was tricky. All right. So with that in mind, Let's Make a Sandwich was I believe made, yes, for PG&E, and they use the catalyst of making a hot sandwich using the stove. They feature it a lot. They feature the coiled, not the coiled, the flame, and just how to keep it warm. Just basically the uses of gas and electricity for this video. So we're going to go on a journey with Sally Jasko, or Jenko, whatever her name is, and as she makes sandwiches for her brothers. Yes, with the help of her mom. Oh, how fucking cute. Alright, so let's go. Let's hop into the next video. Alright, here we go. Jesus Christ. God damn it. Wow. That was fucking loud.
Practically an American
so
institution.
Loud.
It is a basic essential for lunchboxes, parties, and picnics. As far as these boys are concerned, well, hamburgers and hot dogs are their idea of a really good meal.
I mean, it's not a lie. Sandwiches.
When Sally Jasko and her mother bring guests home for a late snack after a movie, they have something special in the way of a sandwich in mind. Sally calls it Tuna Rarebit. Let's watch how she makes it.
Wait, Tuna Rarebit. What?
This is a sandwich for forks. An open face creation, in other words, with a cheese, milk, and tuna fish mixture on top. The basis will be rye bread, Mother's idea. She found that the spicy caraway flavor made a good contrast to the bland fish and cheese. So the edges won't harden and curl when toasted, and so they'll be easier to eat later. She cuts them lightly with a knife.
Oh my God, look at all that butter!
Sally puts a cube, about a square inch, of butter into the top of a double boiler. A little butter finds its way into a great many dishes in this kitchen, not only for flavor, but as a blending agent.
Shh, I can imagine. Holy shit. That's like enough butter. That's all the butter that I use in like a year. Look at her laughing like, yeah, add more, bitch. You're gonna die.
Entertaining unexpected guests is keeping on hand certain generally useful foods.
How are they unexpected? It's her kids.
Cheese of an easy melting type, which Sally is going to use as a base for the rarebit. To speed the melting, she cuts this into slices in the milk and butter mixture, while Mother butters the bread.
Oh, butter that toast, girl. Butter them breads.
The simmer flame keeps the water boiling gently while the cheese is melting, so that Sally can go on to other tasks.
That's gas, girl. That'd be cooking with gas.
Tuna fish, and notice that she uses a wooden spoon to avoid discoloration of the mixture. Although the tuna rarebit is fairly substantial food in itself, it is a good idea to add
I'm a
something
fat ass.
for
I need a lot
variation
of
in
it.
color and texture. Mother is making a salad dish: celery, radishes, olives, and pickles. Sally adds potato chips to the menu. They used to be exclusively picnic fare, but they've joined the host of useful accessory foods which make entertaining so much easier
foods?
And more fun.
I don't think it's an accessory food when you go to parties now and you tell people to bring something and
the bread
all anybody ever brings is
broiler,
chips.
And the rarebit is nearly ready to serve.
They'll bring alcohol and chips. Like, no one really brings anything. They'll bring, like, maybe, like, a coleslaw.
Let's see. What will be the beverage? Mother thinks she'll give the guests a choice of Coke or milk. When you can offer guests a choice, easily,
yeah, you either take it or you don't.
Gesture. Now it's time to serve. 2 slices of toast are neatly arranged on each plate, and the filling, or perhaps we should say covering, goes on top. Sally knows you should serve cream dishes with extra caution.
No, those look nasty!
Mother is a great believer in the aesthetic value of parsley, and of course it's good to eat too.
That looks gross!
Now a touch of Tabasco for color and a taste surprise, and there's tuna rarebit a la Sally Jasko. As we said, there are sandwiches and sandwiches. A wise young homemaker using good techniques and equipment and a little imagination can turn a sandwich into festive fare.
they still eating their junk? Yo, you need to redo that logo. It looks like... No, you need to redo that logo.
Supply of Ritz seems on the fritz.
No, stop, darling. Don't blow your top. I always keep another box handy.
Dandy! He knows Ritz crackers are richer, crisper, and his mouth is full, or he'd help us whisper. Only Nabisco.
No, that little flame logo looks like a... That was so disgusting. I might need to watch this one again. This was vile. Okay. So when she was serving that tray, when she was making that tray of like radish, pickles, like pickles, I get it. I love pickle. I am such a pickle fool. But I've seen, there's some YouTube videos, if you look at like weird food from the 50s, there's a couple YouTubers on here that are, that recreate those recipes. And there's actually an interesting one. I cannot think of the name of the person that does it. Oh, it's escaping me. But they do the original recipe from the 50s. All the way, even up stuff that's all the way up till like the 70s and something like that. And then they create like the modern version of it. The better way. If you can find those, typically if you type in like weird food from the 50s, it will come up. But that was so nasty. Oh! All that butter! I can't. Yo, girl, I can't. And you notice how at the end of the video the kids were still eating hamburgers and hot dogs? Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Yeah. Alright, that was a short one. But yeah, not really a lot to comment on other than yuck, that butter. And then she looks at the kid like, yeah, eat it up. Goofy. This one was goofy. Be better. Don't use that much butter. Be better. Hashtag. Be better. Be better. See you next week.